Sabu, the homicidal, genocidal, suicidal, death-defying maniac. A name that sends shivers down the spine of anyone who has ever stepped into the ring with him. A wrestler who pushed the limits of violence and athleticism like no other. His matches were not just contests. They were brutal spectacles of endurance and sheer willpower. But before the legend was born, he was just a kid from a tough neighborhood, learning the ropes from a true master of mayhem, the Sheik Farhat. The Sheik was not just a mentor, he was a guiding force who shaped Sabu's destiny. Sabu, born Terry Michael Brunk, grew up in a rough part of Bombay, Michigan. The streets were unforgiving, and survival required more than just strength. It required cunning and resilience. He was practically born into the wrestling business. Wrestling was in his blood, a family tradition that he was destined to carry forward. His uncle, the Sheik, was a wild man who practically invented hardcore wrestling. The Sheik's matches were legendary for their brutality and innovation. The Sheik saw something special in young Sabu and took him under his wing. He recognized the raw potential and the fierce determination in his nephew. He taught him the art of brawling, the psychology of violence, and the importance of captivating an audience. These lessons were not just about wrestling, they were about survival and showmanship. Sabu's early career was a whirlwind of blood, sweat, and broken tables. Each match was a testament to his unyielding spirit and his willingness to push the boundaries. He wrestled all over the world, from dingy armories to smoke-filled arenas. No venue was too small, no crowd too insignificant for Sabu to showcase his talents. He honed his craft, becoming a master of aerial assaults and a connoisseur of pain. His high-flying maneuvers and his ability to endure punishment set him apart from his peers. He developed a reputation as a fearless competitor who would literally go through anything to win. His matches were unpredictable, filled with moments that left audiences gasping in awe. Little did anyone know, this was just a taste of the chaos to come. Sabu was not just a wrestler, he was a force of nature, a whirlwind of destruction. Sabu was about to unleash his own brand of mayhem on the world, and the world of professional wrestling would never be the same. His legacy would be one of chaos, innovation, and unrelenting passion. The 1990s saw the birth of Extreme Championship Wrestling, a promotion that embraced violence, athleticism, and characters who weren't afraid to push the envelope. ECW was unlike anything wrestling fans had seen before. It was the perfect breeding ground for a talent like Sabu. His unorthodox style and fearless attitude made him a standout. ECW was a haven for guys like Sabu, guys who weren't afraid to get a little crazy in the ring. Sabu's matches were a spectacle of chaos and creativity. Sabu's arrival in ECW was a revelation. He brought a new level of intensity and unpredictability. He was a human highlight reel, a whirlwind of spinning leg drops, springboard dives, and death-defying leaps from balconies, ladders, you name it. His willingness to put his body on the line was unmatched. He didn't care about rules or regulations. He just wanted to inflict pain and leave a path of destruction in his wake. His matches were often brutal and bloody. The fans, starved for something different, something real, something extreme, they ate it up. They chanted his name, they cheered his every move, they lived vicariously through his carnage. Sabu's connection with the audience was electric. Sabu became the embodiment of ECW's spirit. He was a wild animal unleashed in a world that had grown too tame. His influence extended beyond the ring, and believe me, the impact he had on that company, on that era, it's impossible to overstate. He was a pioneer, a trailblazer, a true original. Sabu's legacy in ECW is one of fearless innovation and unforgettable moments. Every great wrestler needs a dance partner, someone who can push them to their limits, someone who can bring out the best in them, and create moments that will last a lifetime. Sabu found that and more in ECW, a place where legends were born and rivalries became the stuff of legend. He engaged in wars that left fans breathless and arenas destroyed, battles that were as much about survival as they were about victory. His feud with Taz, the human suplex machine, was a clash of styles, a collision of philosophies, a battle between two unstoppable forces, each determined to prove their dominance. Taz, with his brutal power, and Sabu, with his reckless abandon, created a dynamic that was electric. Their matches were like car crashes you couldn't look away from, each encounter more intense than the last. Then there was Rob Van Dam, another innovator, another daredevil who matched Sabu's intensity move for move. Their battles were legendary, a blur of high-flying acrobatics and bone-jarring impacts that left audiences in awe. A blur of high-flying acrobatics and bone-jarring impacts. These feuds weren't just about violence, they were about pushing the boundaries of what was possible in a wrestling ring. They were about storytelling, about emotion, about creating a narrative that fans could invest in, about connecting with the fans on a visceral level, making them feel every hit, every fall, every triumph. And Sabu, with his unique blend of intensity and athleticism, was at the forefront of it all. A true pioneer in the world of professional wrestling.